You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes from a water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel.
Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Neal. I'm here with Jeff and Ken. We're really excited to record today, and I'm going to try to say as much as I can in one breath without having to breathe. And I did not do drugs this morning. I'm taking a huge breath here to see how my lung capacity is working, but we're very, very excited because we have United States champion Erin Barclay and Intercontinental champion Brent Bollmeier joining us from the Sports Trivia Faceoff. A wonderful podcast that we hope you guys check out.
I couldn't even do that, and I wasn't speaking.
I'm exhausted already.
I know. Wow. I didn't have the air capacity there because I just ate right before we did this, so I probably could have gone a little bit longer, but it was enough where I didn't pass out.
Yeah, I imagine had Neal not eaten, he could have done the whole show that way.
Yeah, that was an exciting intro, I gotta say. But I suppose it's because we're excited for our guests, who you mentioned.
We are really excited for our guests. We talked right before we recorded, and we said, you know who these folks are. They're awesome. They're friends of ours. They've been listeners of the show forever, and we've had them on many, many times. I believe this episode is their fourth time hosting, but we're super excited to have them here. They are the co-hosts of the Sports Trivia Faceoff Podcast, one of our favorite podcasts because we don't know anything about sports, and the man who does know about sports, Matthew, as we're going to call him today, is not here.
He's AWOL.
He is AWOL. Apparently, Patrick Mahomes needed a very special type of Gatorade that isn't in existence, so Matt is out there trying to get it, and we didn't have the heart to tell him that...
Is that a football thing?
It is a football thing. We didn't have the heart to tell him that it wasn't actually Patrick Mahomes who was calling. It was a guy that we met on Orleans and Ontario and Chicago on the street.
As a completely brief aside, are you very sad we don't have Mahomes and we have the current quarterback we have?
Oh, no, Mahomes is here. How's it going, man? I'm doing great. I'm having a football game. That's a football reference because he sounds like a frog.
I think you need to workshop that one a little bit longer.
But no, let's get to our special guests here who are super excited about having Brent and Erin. How's it going, guys?
Going well.
Going well.
You seem like you got your coffee machine fixed.
Yes. What Erin
very fast.
What Erin is referring to, we were about to record and we had to email and say we had a coffee incident. And basically what happened, my coffee machine, you might have heard it on previous episodes.
It's hard to edit out.
Yeah, the machine grinds the beans before it makes them. And we started grinding beans and all of a sudden it made this weird noise like... And Ken said that's not good. And it was jammed. So we had to work collectively to clean the beans out, vacuum the beans, clean the machine. Jeff manhandled the, I don't even know what you call it.
Is that the word? Manhandling?
Well, he did, because I tried pulling
Being
this
both
thing.
a man who handled it, that makes sense.
Well, I tried pulling something out, and you're like, here, let me do it. And then Jeff pulled it, and he goes, see, I'm a man. And so...
I needed validation today.
But no, we fixed it.
Very toxic.
Ken
Very
vacuumed.
Toxic.
And how's the coffee tasting? Did it work?
It's delicious.
Well, why don't you guys tell our listeners, some of them I know are fans of Sports Trivia Faceoff and have been on the show, but why don't you tell us a little bit about the show and how long you've been doing it and everything, so that way we can really get people to come over and hang out with you.
We are the Sports Trivia Faceoff. We are what we believe to be the oldest sports trivia exclusive trivia podcast out there. We've been doing it for, it's run since April of 2018, and we have our game featured formatted in kind of a hockey theme where we have 3 periods and 2 intermissions and then an overtime question. So we keep everything very sports conscientious, very sports centered. If you're the kind of guy who can remember what position Kurt Rambis played for the Lakers, you're the kind of guy for our podcast, or gal.
I cannot remember that thing that Brent just said, which is why he has me hosting, because every time I play, I embarrass myself. You could ask me a question from the episode we just recorded, and I probably wouldn't know the answer.
But you learned what a
like
nutmeg
that sometimes.
I did. Yeah. No, I'm just the color guy. I don't actually have any real knowledge to contribute.
Erin and I are on the same wavelength. I don't remember anything that I said or learned on any episode that I record.
For any reason
ever. Because in our great Facebook group that all of you have been joining, I think we're at 666 today, which I'm really excited about.
Nice.
I almost don't want anyone to join for a day or two.
Yeah, in the comment thread of an episode, I'll often hear like, Neal, I can't believe you said that, or that was funny, Neal, and I have no idea what they're talking about, so I just stay out of it. So I don't want to comment either way in case it was good or bad. So you've been doing the show for a while now, and we've had some guests on the show who have competed, and they've loved it, even on our Blood Sports series, which is currently airing. We had Marcus Ellis, who's been on the show quite a few times, Gary Middleton, and even our own Matt has been on the show. But today you're actually just sort of stepping into your hosting shoes for a normal format game. Is that right?
That's correct. We have all sorts of fun categories for you, not limited to just sports, although there might be a slight bias towards sports in a couple of places.
Well, we're really excited. Is there anything else new in your life other than almost getting the 5-timers jacket for hosting the show?
There better be an actual jacket. Don't tease me.
We'll have it produced, but you have to pay for it.
Holy moly.
Or maybe we should do a new Patreon tier where we ship jackets to the 5-timers.
All right, that sounds good.
You guys can put it in my box.
Yes, that sounds good. All right, well, I guess we should just throw it to the rules guy since it is a normal format game.
Hopefully he'll do it like a soccer announcer.
Ooh, I like that. Let's see what he does.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop. I am the cream.
Well,
that was the longest recording Darren has ever done.
Well, I think that last breath he held pretty long. I think for the listeners, if you're looking at your timeline, I think that was about a 2-minute hold on the last word.
Yeah, he definitely had you beat.
I know he did. So he's got better lung capacity. What can I say? Well, I think we're going to play a 3-for-all, right? Because Matt's not here. So, all right. Well, let's get going if you guys are good.
All right, the first half, I'm going to start out. We're going to alternate. Basically, what happened is Erin wrote 10 questions, I wrote 10 questions, and we're going to alternate between the two in the 2 halves. So question number 1 will be from me. The category is We Are Family. And the question is, what is the complete term for your aunts and uncles' grandchildren?
Yeah, so I always found this confusing, and I think I looked it up one time, so I'm going to lock in.
Okay, I'm going to lock in.
I think we all understand that we're playing with the first, second cousins, and then stages of removal.
Yep.
Right? So
yeah, I think I'm fine.
I think we all understand that. It's just how it breaks down. So we're all good?
I think so. I'm unsure of my answer, but I guess I can start. I believe your aunt's children would be your cousins, first cousin, I suppose, and their kids, their great, or did we say great-grandchildren or grandchildren?
Grandchildren.
Okay, yeah. So then I said that would be your second cousin, and I know there's some sort of removal going on or impeachment of family members. So I said second cousin once removed.
So I could be wrong. I think the way this works is the removal is what generation they are separated from you. So seeing as how these are your cousins' your cousins are your first cousins, so it'd be your first cousin once removed, I believe.
And I said first cousin once removed.
And the correct answer is first cousins once removed.
Yes, I learned a thing, guys. I learned one thing.
Yay. We have a bit in my family that removed means you had a big fight and they kicked you out of the family. And if you had 2 big fights, they're twice removed.
Jeez, I'd be on my 4,000th removal by now.
Question 2. Category is silly science words. A satellite of a satellite is called a moon. What is the equally adorable portmanteau term that astronomers are giving to moons that leave the orbit of their planets and begin orbiting the system's sun instead?
I am locked in.
All I'm thinking is Warren Moon for some reason.
Could be further off. It is possible.
Yeah. I have a guess because I don't know anything about science, so I'm locked in.
I can't remember what these are called. They're like sad, like lonely things, just thrown about the solar system. But I thought these were rogue moons.
That sounds really cool.
It does sound cool. It's probably wrong, but it sounds cool.
I just said it was a moon star.
And I said an adopted moon.
I like all of those better than the actual answer, which is plunet.
Oh, I've heard of plunets. Yeah.
Plunet.
Cute. Plunet.
Number 3, guiding lights is the category. And it's a multiple choice. Red, green, or white. Which color navigation light is found on the port side of a boat or ship?
Ooh, that's tough. It's a toss-up for me, so I'm locked in.
So it's just a matter of figuring out which side of the boat is the port. I can't remember if it's the back or the front.
What if I told you it's neither?
You're like Morpheus. What if I told you it was neither to the front?
You think that's air you're breathing right now?
Yep. So it's not the front or the back; it's the side. Interesting.
Could be.
Okay, so you
could be the top or the bottom
too. And you said, Brent, it was between red, green, and white.
That's correct.
Are you telling me that you don't know which side of the boat the port is, but you know by looking at a boat what side that light would be on?
I think so.
Are you kidding me?
I don't spend much time at sea. I've never been in a boat moving farther than about 100 yards, but I think I have an idea.
100 yards.
So we know
100 knots, or maybe.
That's a long ways.
It's pretty fast. We know it's well established that Ken hates boat movies, but the question here is, does Ken know anything about boats? So what did you say, Neal? What side?
I said port apparently was in the middle of the boat.
Right, but what color?
I went with red.
We should have just let him get that one wrong. I too went red for some reason.
I said green.
And the correct answer is red. Green is on the starboard side.
So quick shorthand, the words left and port are both 4 letters. So.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, the reason I thought it was red is I've seen boats, just kind of gliding by, and I noticed there's always sort of a triangular focus to the middle where that red light is, probably so that you can see it a little bit better, maybe. I presume
Neal's boat exposure is just on docks. They never actually go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Ibiza.
Number 4, category is Burt Reynolds.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was going to be an Archer reference, but none of y'all would have gotten it.
True.
So here we go. Between 1978 and 1982, Burt was the number 1 box office star. This is a record he shares with what American singer and actor, who was a leader in record sales, radio ratings, and motion picture grosses from 1931 to 1954, and who in 1946 was dubbed the most admired man alive, ahead of both Jackie Robinson and the Pope?
I think I have a good guess. All right, I'm locked in.
Sounds like a Neal question.
There's a lot of people like that who double dipped back in those days. I guess still today.
There were fewer people back then.
That one Jonas brother is doing movies now too.
Nick is, yeah.
Harry Styles on his second movie.
They're getting around. Jonas Brothers were just in Chicago. I didn't realize it, and I was upset I didn't go. And then they had a private show at Cobra Lounge afterwards with the original Jonas band that doesn't play together anymore, like the original core.
Oh, that was real? The Cobra Lounge thing?
Yeah.
They were there. I thought that was a joke. That's like a punk rock bar.
Is it really?
Yeah. I'm lost here. Okay, I'm in.
I am lost as well, but I'll lock in an answer.
So for my answer, there was a guy who was very, very popular. I don't know if this is right though. He's in a lot of movies and he was just kind of beloved. I put Bing Crosby.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. Maybe I'm thinking back to something that happened in a recording yesterday, but won't probably come out till after this episode. And I could not get my mind off of Al Jolson for some reason, so I said Al Jolson.
And as for me, I know it's a little too early, but I went with Frank Sinatra.
All right. I mean, Jeff nailed it. Bing Crosby was a good answer. It is, in fact, the correct answer.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so
nice job, Neal.
I always find it interesting. He had such a rivalry with Frank Sinatra because he kind of came before Frank. When Frank came, he was sort of the new kid on the block, getting all the love. And until they until he died, they both kind of had this friendly rivalry with each other, kind of like a Stallone, Schwarzenegger, a little bit.
Yeah, and he stole his nickname too, because I think Bing Crosby's eyes weren't blue, but he was just called Ol' Eyes.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's correct. Yeah, there's a fascinating story Sinatra's daughter told about when they did their Christmas specials. Bing Crosby didn't like singing live, so he would always sing from tape, but Frank Sinatra always wanted to sing live, and they kind of had a weird recording schedule there where one had to lip sync and the other one had to sing on the spot.
Number 5, Back Home Again. Speaking of actor-singers, what Midwestern state capital city hosted Elvis Presley's final concert?
Oh, capital cities. Love it. All right, I'm locked in.
I don't know. I'm just going to have to take a guess, and I feel like it's probably like a random city, because maybe he didn't plan on retiring early, obviously. All right, I'm locked in with a very random guess.
Yeah, same.
Same.
All right, I'm just going, I don't know if this is the capital. I think it is St. Paul.
I went with, for some reason, Madison, Wisconsin.
I went to St. Louis, Missouri.
There was a subtle clue buried in the category. Back Home Again. There's a famous song, Back Home Again in Indiana. The answer is Indianapolis.
That was my second guess.
Right, number 6. Category is Badass Bitches.
All right.
I don't know if I can say that or not.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Bell Hook's book, Ain't I a Woman, examines the effects of racism and sexism on Black women and takes a look at the civil rights and feminism movements. The title, Ain't I a Woman, was taken from an 1851 extemporaneous speech by what woman? A former slave and well-known anti-slavery speaker.
Yeah, I'm good.
Same.
I am good on that as well.
All right.
I'm going to go with Harriet Tubman.
All right. I actually went with Sojourner Truth.
Oh, that's a better answer.
I went Sojourner Truth.
Neal and Jeff picking up points. It was Sojourner Truth.
I'm stupid.
I actually happen to have read parts of that piece, so.
Yeah, it's really well done.
It's amazing.
Bell Hooks, actually.
I was just in a rush there. I don't know. What's wrong with me?
Number 7, ABC. In the NATO phonetic alphabet, what word is used to represent the letter U? And there is a hint available if you'd like it.
That's okay.
I'll take the hint, because Jeff probably knows this one off the top of his head.
Okay. The hint is it begins with the letter U.
Got him.
Love it.
You got me. Underhanded throw to Brent.
You said NATO phonetic alphabet, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just going to write out my alphabet.
I think I'm good.
I'm between two things, and
I had
I'm gonna screw up.
I cut it down from 5, so hopefully one of them's right.
All right, so we know Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta,
Echo,
Einstein,
Foxtrot, Golf,
Frankenstein.
I do know most of these. This is a tricky one.
Indigo, I think, is one. I'm just trying to go through.
India.
Oh, India.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep thinking U is Utah. I think it's because I'm thinking of Keanu and Point Break when
there's
his
also
name's Johnny Utah.
There's also a couple different phonetic alphabets.
I don't know. I'm just going to say Utah. I have no idea.
Yeah, that was my second guess. I went with umbrella, though.
I think it might be uniform.
That might be that, too. Yeah, I think you're right.
That is correct. It is uniform.
Shouldn't have slept in today.
Much like Ken with the 12 Labors of Hercules, I once sat down and I was like, I'm learning this alphabet.
I did, too, but apparently I forgot it.
Question 8, category is blatant pandering. What TV series was named after the General Motors exhibit of the 1939 World's Fair? It depicted what they thought in 1939 things would look like at a date later than the date at which the exhibit was occurring.
Oh, I'm locked in.
And I'm just trying to decide if the show was an older show or if it is kind of like Tomorrowland where, it sounds new, but...
Yeah. And I'm just going to say World of Tomorrow, but I don't know if that's a show or not.
I just actually went with Futurama.
Oh, that's a good guess.
As did I. I went Futurama.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I promised English is my first language. The question was worded because I didn't want to write the word future in the question because the answer is Futurama.
I sort of remember there's an episode where they do like an old-timey film reel and they're like Futurama.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I remembered it coming from there. But
I don't know why I assumed it was like an old series.
Yeah.
But I did.
Yeah, that's all right, though. For some reason, I thought maybe it was a trick, and it was like Battlestar Galactica, and GM had a car called the Galactica, but...
I got really enthusiastic about locking in, so I tried not to make eye contact with you after that.
This is why you don't skip breakfast, kids.
Yeah.
Number 9. The category is Raise the Roof. The Sky Dome in Toronto was the world's first baseball stadium to feature a retractable roof. Which National Hockey League team used to play in an arena with a roof that opened?
I'm going to lock in.
I don't know anything about hockey, but I think I know two teams that could play in a stadium that has a retractable roof for a baseball team, maybe. So I'm going to lock in with a guess.
I went a little bit further south, thought maybe it was a dedicated hockey stadium where they used to open the roof, and maybe now they just decided that they're not going to open it at all anymore. So I actually went to Tampa Bay.
I thought maybe it could have been an Arizona team. I don't know if there is an Arizona team. I was thinking of the Diamondback Stadium. And then...
Coyotes.
Oh, it is Coyotes? Okay.
Yeah.
So that I was trying to think of Arizona. And then I was thinking the Houston Astros, I thought had a retractable roof, but I don't know if there's a hockey team in Houston. So then I just settled on Dallas Stars.
And I'm just going for the hometown advantage and going for the Blackhawks because I know they used to play in Chicago Stadium, which I don't know much about, but maybe it was multi-purpose.
And the answer is the Pittsburgh Penguins, the old Mellon Arena. The roof opened, and it was featured in the very forgettable Jean-Claude Van Damme film, Sudden Death.
That's right.
I can't forget it.
God, I love that movie. And
I totally forgot about that.
I didn't even think of that because he takes Powers Booth up through the retractable roof, and then he falls Die Hard style and
I totally
dies.
forgot about that.
And then don't they crash a helicopter into the arena at the end of it or something?
Yeah, so at the end, the helicopter goes through the retractable roof, and there's a shot where it's like in slow motion going vroom, 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 as it hits the ice and just blows up.
And yet the most unrealistic part is Jean-Claude Van Damme playing goalie for like 10 minutes.
Yes. Well, he had to do it for his son. So.
Oh, they parody that in The Office in the
and
Michael Scarn.
Yeah. And his record is 1.000.
And number 10 in the news. A mysterious human in the Richmond, Virginia area was featured in cheerful news reports nationwide in August. In acts that were deemed weird but harmless, this individual was leaving what on people's front porches?
I'm locked in.
Oh, I remember this story. I'm trying to...
I think I've got the right person.
I'm locked in too.
I know I saw this and I cannot remember. And all that is in my head right now is Billy Madison when he called poo the old man. So I'm gonna say he put. I'm just gonna say I know it's wrong. A hotel pillow mint.
I can't remember if this guy was like leaving televisions or had a television for a head, but I sort of remember like somebody leaving weird stuff on people's doorsteps. So I said a television.
Yeah, I think it was tube TVs.
Yep. Jeff is right on both counts. He had a CRT TV on his head and was then leaving them on people's porches.
All right. So I started strong and I ended strong.
I'm glad he was deemed ultimately harmless.
They did, yeah.
Looks like that was a tough round for me. I got 20 points. I kind of the bed there. Neal's doing slightly better. He's got 40 points, and Jeff's leading it with 60 points. So you have a swing round ready for us.
Yes, this is a sports-based What's My Line swing round. I'm going to give you 10 athletes, and all you need to do is tell me what sport they are famously associated with.
Okay.
Number 1, Minnie Minoso. Number 2, Peekaboo Street. Number 3, Willie Mosconi. Number 4, Willie Shoemaker. Number 5, Nino Niederreiter. Number 6, Will Power. Number 7, Gail Monfils. Number 8, Dick Weber. Number 9, Eddie Betts. And number 10, Sachin Tendulkar.
Well, I'm glad Matt's not here to wipe the floor with us. So
yeah, this is going to be tough. But in the meantime, you want to tell us a little bit about Patreon?
Yes, thank you. It's a huge thank you to all of our patrons who directly support the show. As you know, we don't run any advertisements or anything like that. So our patrons are our sponsors. They are the reason that we exist. And we are really, really grateful and appreciative of all the support we get in that capacity. If you'd like to join our patrons, you can go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast. There's a link in the show notes where we offer little bonus extras just as a way to give back what little we can as a thank you for that. So there's really not much more to say about that. If you want to support us in that capacity, we'd be really appreciative. I did the math. If you support us at our lowest tier, it's only 3 cents a day, not $1 a day, gentlemen. But anything that you can do to support would be great. And also you can always just tell somebody about the show, rate and review us. That's also very, very much welcomed.
And another way to support the show is to check out our shop, which we've been kind of neglecting lately.
Yeah, we've got excellent merch with our partners Inked and Screened. The t-shirts are some of the most comfortable things I own. I rarely wear them, but they are very, very nice.
And we're working on some new designs?
Yep, we've got some new designs in the works. They may already be out by the time this episode has gone up. We're going to be promoting that through our upcoming Season 2 of Bloodsport. So
nice.
Yeah, and there is a promo code on those video episodes of Bloodsport on our YouTube channel, so you can get a percentage off of a special t-shirt that will only be around for the duration of Bloodsport. So feel free to check that out and get the code, and go over to inktonscreen.com and get some merch.
All right, without further ado, let's go over these answers.
Number 1, Minnie Minoso.
Well, that sounds like a baseball player to me.
Yeah, I believe he was on the Chicago White Sox, so I said baseball.
I also said baseball.
He was a Chicago White Sox. Baseball's correct.
Neal's showing us all up.
Number 2, Peekaboo Street.
Peekaboo was always one of my favorite skiers as a child.
Same here, skier.
One of the few I knew, I said skiing.
Skiing is correct. Well done. Number 3, Willie Mosconi.
All right, now we're getting into some strange territory because I have no idea. So I said basketball.
I went with football.
I guessed football.
I didn't put football for any of these. That was stupid.
Maybe, maybe not. The answer is pool. He was a big pool player. Number 4, Willie Shoemaker.
I just guessed that he's a soccer player.
I went basketball.
I went baseball for this one.
Willie Shoemaker was a very famous horse jockey, so horse racing. Number 5, Nino Niederreiter.
So this one rang familiar to me because he's a hockey player.
Oh, good. I went hockey.
This one sounded like a hockey player to me.
Hockey is correct. Well done.
It's on the Wild?
I think that's where he is now. He's bounced around a little bit. Number 6, Will Power.
Sounds like a great name for a track guy, so I said he's a runner.
I thought it was a great name for someone who drives a car, so I went NASCAR.
Yeah, I said auto racing. I didn't know how specific you wanted.
Yeah, auto racing is the correct answer, so I'll let you guys find out. He is not NASCAR, but he is auto racing, so I'll let you guys decide what to do with Neal.
NASCAR is fine.
That's fine, because I think he might be an NHRA drag racer. I can't remember.
Yeah,
no, he's
I think Neal was
IndyCar.
Neal was close enough. Yeah.
Number 6, Gail Monfils.
Let's say Gail Monfils is a judo expert.
Oh, that sounds good. I thought maybe she was a WNBA star, so I said basketball.
I went soccer.
And the answer is tennis.
Oh, I forgot about tennis. I'm sorry, David.
The judo of the clay, as they call it.
That's right.
That's what they call it.
The judo of the clay.
He's just going to beat the snot out of Rafael Nadal. Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's right.
Number 7, Dick Weber.
Chess master, Dick Weber.
I just went football.
It's funny you said that. I really wanted to go chess master for one of these, but I opted not to. I said football.
And the answer is bowling. He was a very famous bowler in the 50s and 60s, kind of pioneered the breakout of bowling. Number 9, Eddie Betts.
That's a famous baseball player. Maybe.
I went hockey.
Just for the bets, I went horse racing.
We threw this one in there because of you guys' love for the sport. He's famous in Aussie rules football.
Oh, okay, yes. It sounded familiar.
And number 10, Sachin Tendulkar.
Definitely fencing.
I actually was going to put fencing, which is funny. I went with soccer or football.
This one, I said judo.
Sachin Tendulkar is one of the most famous, most prolific cricket players of all time.
At the end of the swing round, I increased my score to a pathetic 35. Neal is at 60, and Jeff has increased his lead to 80. So good job, guys.
On to round 2.
Round 2, question 1, NCAA mascots. What specific college mascot gets its name from the name given to Free State guerrilla fighters during the Civil War? More recently, it can be used as a nickname for anyone from that particular state.
I think I've got an answer.
Okay.
I'm way lost here. I'm just gonna go. Are you locked in?
Mm-hmm. I'm locked in.
I'm just gonna go Tar Heels.
Yeah, for some reason in the beginning I was thinking of like Gamecocks, but I don't think that has anything to do with the Civil War. But then I know, I believe it's Texas A&M maybe, or I don't know what school it is, but the Aggies, and Aggies sounded like it could be like a group of people. So
yeah, I changed mine from the Volunteers to possibly the Mountaineers to finally the Aggies, because I think you might be onto something with that, Neal.
Nope, the correct answer is Jayhawk.
Oh, Kansas.
That's okay. I'm going to get all the rest of this round correct.
I imagine so.
I have a feeling.
Starting with number 2, the category is the root of all evil. What is the currency of India, Pakistan, and a few other Asian countries, as well as Hyrule?
We're good.
Isn't Hyrule fictional?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's Zelda, right?
Largely fictional, yes.
If you believe in it, it's real.
That's right.
That's true.
I know I always broke as many pots as I could to try to collect these.
You just snatching the green ones all day.
Okay, I'm locked in.
You don't do that anymore. Money's basically useless in the new Zelda. So
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Neal.
Oh, I just said rupees.
I also said rupees.
Rupees.
Rupees all around. Rupees is correct. Right now, 70 rupees makes up about $1 US.
And about 50 rupees buys a Hylian shield.
Good
to know.
exchange rate.
That's not much.
Number 3 category is free points. In 1997, a physician named Andrew Wakefield published an article in a prestigious medical journal linking vaccines to cases of autism. Although revolutionary at the time, this paper has subsequently been completely discredited due to procedural errors, financial conflicts of interest, and ethical violations.
Completely discredited. Completely discredited.
Completely discredited. Wakefield has lost his license, and the paper was formally retracted. Question: do vaccines cause autism? And, for 10 bonus points, what was the vaguely medieval-sounding name of the publication in which that erroneous paper appeared?
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say...
Yes, you heard that correctly.
Yes.
And what was the bonus question?
What is the vaguely medieval-sounding name of the publication in which that erroneous paper appeared?
Right from the start, I was like, Andrew Wakefield. I was like, oh, that was the guy who was discredited for his faulty research. And
so wait, did Andrew Wakefield become Andrew WK or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Andrew WK is a great man.
That's what I hear.
So are we all locked in on the bonus question then? I think the main question is locked.
Bonus. I'm trying to vaguely medieval.
Question: do vaccines cause autism?
I'm going to go with no on that one. And as the bonus answer, I'm going to go with the Inquisitor.
Oh, that's a great way to go with that answer. Yeah, I put in an emphatic no, and then I put Camelot.
Yeah, I went out on a limb here, I guessed no. But I said Medici for my bonus.
Good guesses. The answer to the first question is, in fact, no.
Whew.
It appeared in a publication called The Lancet.
Oh.
That's okay. Yeah, that's sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 4, colorful names. What sea makes up the entire northern coast of Turkey?
All right, I'm going to go with the Black Sea.
I wrote down Indigo, Red, and Black Sea, and I, for some reason, thought the Black Sea was like...
the only one that's a real sea.
Oh, is that true? Well, good. I guess not good for me. I said the Red Sea.
Are you saying the Red Sea is not a real sea?
No, I'm just being funny.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to go with sea name, but I believe the Caspian Sea is to the east of there.
And we also can't say that word on the podcast.
But I've inclined to agree with Ken. I believe this is the Black Sea.
It is the Black Sea.
All right.
Connected to the Mediterranean by the Straits of... don't remember. Trying to think.
All right. Well, looks like I am so far batting a perfect game since I declared it after that first question.
We'll see if it lasts.
Babe Ruth calling his shot over there.
Number 5, category is not Al Gore. What is the first name of the man who, in 1995, created an email distribution list for his friends in the Bay Area to discuss local events? It became a web-based service in 1996 and now exists and serves 70 countries.
I've got to guess.
When you said mail distribution list, I was thinking of like MailChimp, but I doubt his name is Mail or Chimp.
Also, we don't want to talk about your other mail distribution services ideas, right. Neal.
They're on discount this month, though. It's Halloween themed. I think... Oh, God. This is completely wrong. I'm just going to say Jeeves, because you have to ask Jeeves.
And I think this was a guy named Craig.
As do I.
Oh, no.
I think it was Craig of Craigslist fame.
It was a guy named Craig, founder of Craigslist.
You can find many mail distribution services on Craigslist.
That's what I was going for earlier that you completely missed.
Under Casual Encounter.
Not anymore, actually. They've changed a lot of that with legislation, which is not jovial and actually quite sad. So we will move on to the next question.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My apologies. Stepping on your toes.
Number 6. What is it good for? The Battle of Balaclava was part of which war? The battle was part of the Siege of Sevastopol, 1854-55, to capture the port and fortress of Sevastopol, Russia's principal naval base on the Black Sea, which is on the northern coast of Turkey.
Okay, I'm locked in.
I'm locked in, I guess. When you said balaclava, or balaclava.
Baklava.
That,
Baklava.
No.
Our friend messes with us, and I never remember which one is the mask and which one is the Greek delicacy.
Why don't you eat up balaclava and get back to me?
All right, so we're all locked in. This is a war that has a lot of trivia about it, but it's a war I know all about. I'm going to go with the Crimean War.
Ooh, okay. I thought because of the BALK and the clue that maybe it was the Balkan War. Is that a war? I don't know.
I think this is this the Light Brigade War?
That would be Crimean.
Yeah. I can't remember. If that's the case, then I think you're right. But I went Franco-Prussian.
And the correct answer is the Crimean War.
Yeah.
Crimean River over here.
Well, he's still
Question
perfect.
number 7. In 2002, the Kingdom Center in Riyadh won the Emporis Award. That award has been given since 2000, and other winners include 8 Spruce Street in New York and the Shard in London. What specific type of structure is the Emporis Award given to?
Okay, I'm locked in.
I feel like I know this. Those 8 Spruce Street and the...
I know all 3 of these buildings.
And the Shard. Oh, good. At least they're buildings now. I was going to say bridge, but now I'm not going to. Oh, man. All right. I'm okay. I'm in.
So I believe these are all examples of high-rises or skyscrapers, the Shard being the tallest building in London. The building in Riyadh is, I think, possibly one of the largest buildings in the world because it has a lot of floor space on like the bottom 50 floors, but that one's also about 150 stories or something like that. Some crazy number.
Well, the streak might come to an end here. I said it was all for great retail spaces.
I didn't know. I thought maybe they were museums.
They are, in fact, skyscrapers.
All right,
Easier than I
Jeff's
thought.
back on the board.
Points for Jeff.
The one in Riyadh has the largest clock face in the world.
Cool.
Number 8, the category is the fighting game. On a standard U.S. Monopoly board, what space is perhaps fittingly between the 2 priciest properties, Boardwalk and Park Place?
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah, and I screwed this one up royally last time. But not again, or possibly again. We'll find out.
I have no idea. I'm going to lock in.
Monopoly may be the fighting game, but I always enjoyed the crying game board game.
Yeah, there always was a
the
nice
board game
twist at
based
the
on
end.
the crying game.
It was it's a very strange game. But I'm going to go with the luxury tax.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I don't know why I put this. I don't even think it's a point on the board, but I put the railroad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the luxury tax.
It is the luxury tax.
Bound to get it right some of the time.
And yeah, I heard it like between the time I wrote the question and now I heard you guys answer that on the podcast. We were like, let's see if they still remember it.
Absolutely.
That's totally
a good
fair
bet,
game.
Yeah.
Number 9, in Soviet Russia. In the most Russian thing ever, a company has announced a vodka being made from water and rye from what area?
I'm locked in.
I don't know where to approach this from, so I'm just going to say Moscow.
I'm assuming, if this is right, it's a complete guess, but I'm assuming that Imagine Dragons will be big fans of this vodka if this is true. I said Chernobyl.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's also in the Ukraine, but I just figured it'd be hard as nails, so I said Siberia.
Oh. Nope, Neal got it. It is from the Chernobyl exclusion zone with the pop music tie-in. Nice job.
I guess the exclusion zone extends into Russia, but...
I never said it was all in Russia. It's just a Russian company that's doing it.
Just like sucking up groundwater from under Chernobyl.
Well, it could go wrong.
Number 10, the category is Snap Snap. What American photographer with an alliterative name is famous for shots of Yosemite National Park, including Moon and Half Dome?
One of my favorites. I'm locked in.
I'm in.
American photographer. I don't know a lot of photographers. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pass here.
Was actually a favorite photographer of the person whose quote you read in that yearbook over there, Ken. It is Ansel Adams.
Not to be confused with Neal's favorite actor in Baby Driver, I said Ansel Adams.
And the correct answer is indeed Ansel Adams.
Ansel Elgort is actually named after Ansel Adams because his dad is a photographer.
Is that serious?
That's true.
So speaking
I
of,
thought you were making that up.
So speaking of that yearbook, so yeah, I was looking through one of Neal's old yearbooks, and I read a quote. In the foreign language hall, senior Neal Fisher and junior blank stare and smile at each other while taking a break by his locker.
I remember blank.
I thought you were going to say something worse. That's not that bad.
It's just another interesting caption about Neal. I flipped to a random page in the yearbook, and Neal's in it, of course.
Yeah, most of the pictures of me in the yearbook are in a hallway staring at someone and smiling, probably.
Yeah. You spend a lot of your time staring.
I do spend a lot of time staring. Actually, in college, we had this crazy idea.
Here we go.
Yes.
We had this crazy idea that we would email the Guinness Book of World Records to come out, and there was a guy on my floor who was sort of a recluse and sort of a hoarder in his dorm room, and there was just clothes everywhere, and both of us were like, hey, I think we can actually stare for a really long time without blinking. He's like, all right, I can do it. How long do you want to say? And I said, I don't know. Let's see how long we can do it. So we stood in the hallway. Everyone was around us, and we stared together for about like 27 minutes. And I was crying because I had contacts in, but it helped lubricate my eyes. So from that moment, I was like, I think I can do this for a long time. The Guinness Book of World Records shot us down. But then at work last year, I told someone this story, and the guy said, I don't believe it. Can you stare at me for 10 minutes? And I said, yeah, I can. I don't want to, though. And he's like, well, do it. I don't believe it. So I did it, and I was basically like partially blind for about 2 hours afterwards.
Did he buy you lunch?
He didn't. They all just laughed and said, I can't believe Neal did it. And then I was like seeing stars for the rest of the day.
Well, Neal might have been the laughingstock then, but I'm the laughingstock now because I'm in last place with 95 points. Neal is just barely ahead of me with 100, and Jeff commanding lead with 150.
Oh, I didn't realize you were that far ahead.
It was an excellent transition, Ken.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
All right, your categories for the final round: Ravens, 49ers, Giants, Jets, and Bears.
I'll let you in on a little hint here, Ken. These are all football teams.
Is the question for 5 which bear is best?
False.
Black bear.
Definitely the polar.
All right, the wagers are now in, and I am crossing my fingers that this first one is an Edgar Allan Poe question, so let's have them.
Boy, have I got good news for you.
All right.
The titular bird in Poe's best-known poem spends most of the story taunting our narrator while, quote, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above his chamber door. In Greek mythology, Pallas is most commonly associated with which Greek goddess of wisdom and war?
Number 2, 49ers. What was the surname of the 19th century pioneer that first discovered gold in California, as immortalized in song by Dan Fogelberg?
Number 3, Giants. Wide receiver Plaxico Burress ended his time with the New York Giants in 2008 after he did what in a Brooklyn nightclub?
I'm finally happy to know one.
I thought this was going to be about like mythological giants. All right, what's next?
Number 4, Jets. A Kugelball is not something Gwyneth Paltrow will try to sell you, but instead a stone ball floating on a thin layer of water. The largest Kugelball in the world is right there with Erin in Richmond at their Science Museum, which is also the home of this type of stealth aircraft, which shares its name with an early 2000s alt-rock band.
And Bears. After we watched him grow up as Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe broke into the world of big boy theater when he and his magic wand starred in What Peter Shaffer Play, which debuted in 1973 and won the Tony Award for Best Play in 1975.
So as we're looking through these answers, we always invite you to come join us over at the Crop. As we said earlier, we're up to about 666 members, almost ready to break 700. So come join us over there. We see a lot of new faces that we haven't met before, and we're really happy that you're joining us over there. You can check out some Patreon announcements, episode threads, some memes, and some other fun things going on. So make sure to come join us over at Facebook with The Crop.
And with that sound effect, the answers are in.
Number 1, ravens. The titular bird in Poe's best-known poem spends its time chilling on a bust of Pallas. Pallas is most commonly associated with which Greek goddess? Start with Ken.
All right. As I said, I was hoping this was an Edgar Allan Poe question, and I got my wish. I bet 30, and I believe this is Athena.
Oh, that's right. I wagered 0 all the way down, just for the record. I wanted to wait in the wings like Littlefinger and hopefully pounce at the end and not die. But I went with Artemis, which I know is incorrect.
This will come up again later. I wagered 15 all the way down, so I Plexico burst. But I said Hera for this for 15.
All right, well, the answer was Athena.
Number 2, 49ers. What was the surname of the 19th century pioneer that first discovered gold in California as immortalized in song by Dan Fogelberg?
All right, I only bet 10 on this one. I did not know the answer, so I just put somebody who's not known for gold, but more known for oil, and that's Daniel Plainview. I'm an oil man.
My son HW. I bet 0 again, and I didn't know. When I heard song and immortalized, I put bad Leroy Brown.
That's a good one. That's Jim Croce. Wagering 15. I can't remember who Dan Fogelberg is. I know he's a musician. I'm trying to remember the band or groups he's associated with. But I thought of a Traffic song, so I said John Barleycorn.
Nope. The answer is Sutter. The song was Sutter's Mill.
If you said I was a trivia man, you would agree.
You're drinking up my points over here.
Number 3. What did Plaxico Burress do that ended his career?
So I thought this was going to be about mythological giants, so I wagered big and put 30. It was not. It was a kind of a sports question. I don't know this guy or what he did, so I said he was murdered. And that ended his career.
I wagered 0.
That would do it.
That would do it. As Jeff said, that'd be kill him in a heartbeat, right? You said?
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure. I wagered 0. I think this happened to him, but it also happened to many players. I want to say he shot himself and then he couldn't play anymore. So that's what I put.
I wagered 15, and much like I said earlier, I pulled a Plaxico Burress on this round, and I believe he shot himself.
He did. He had a gun in the waistband of his pants and shot himself in the leg in a nightclub.
I think he's fortunate he shot himself in the leg, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, could have been a very different story.
Yes. Number 4, the type of stealth aircraft which shares its name with an early 2000s alt-rock band.
Yeah, no idea on this one. For 10 points, I put supersonic.
Now that they say the clue, I think I figured it out. But I wagered 0 again. I wanted to go Atreyu, but I just don't think they were popular enough to have a plane, a similar name as a plane. But
also, that's from Neverending Story.
Yes, correct. But I put down Ken's 5th favorite John Woo film, Broken Arrow.
I wagered 15, as I mentioned before. I couldn't think of anything, so I went with the Raptor.
And the answer is the SR-71 Blackbird.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was a band, wasn't it?
Blackbird. Yeah, I figured it out.
No, it's SR-71.
Oh, that's
the
a
name
band.
of the band.
Yeah.
I just totally forgot about them.
So did everybody else, I think.
Yeah.
And number 5. Daniel Radcliffe broke into the world of big boy theater when he and his wand starred in what Peter Shaffer play?
All right. I kind of know this, and I'm just kind of sound it out. I wagered 10, and I'm going to put Equus. Equus?
Yeah, I'd give you that one. I wagered 0. I put Equus.
That makes a lot of sense. Equine is horse. So make whatever inferences you will from there. I wagered 15, but I couldn't think of it, and because I've never seen it, it wasn't familiar, so I lost 15 points on that.
Don't get hung up on that.
Guys, if you're not getting it, he shows his penis in the play, guys.
Shows his penis.
Yeah, it is Equus.
Okay, so I lost just a little bit of points there. I ended up with 85. Neal stayed exactly where he was with 100. And Jeff just eking out the win.
I lost
barely.
quite a lot, but thank you, Plaxico Burris. Never thought I'd say that.
105 for Jeff, making him today's cream of the crop.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
That was close.
Yeah, good job, Jeff.
I love that Jeff wins the game by a mere 5 points on a sports reference, which is very fitting today.
And, I started this game out really poorly, and I kind of turned it around, so I feel pretty good about that. I think I woke up in the middle of the game.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, you exercised the demons, and you're good.
Yeah, a lot of fun questions. Thank you very much to our hosts today.
Great game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And some people know where to find you, at least the ones who do listen to the show. But please tell everyone anywhere that they can find you and find the show.
The Sports Trivia Faceoff. We have a Facebook group, the Sports Trivia Faceoff fan group, or sportstriviafaceoff.com, or just go wherever fine podcasts are served and search for Sports Trivia Faceoff.
All right, great.
Yeah, and for those of you in the Richmond, Virginia area, Erin, they can find you over at Orange Cat Trivia. Is that right?
Yep. You can also find me on Orange Cat Trivia on Facebook and Instagram from anywhere in the world, but I host a game at Castleberg Brewery on Thursday nights.
Awesome. Well, make sure you go say hi to Erin, and if you do, say Triviality sent you, so she'll swiftly slap you in the face. We appreciate your support, both of you, not only on Patreon, but just for being longstanding friends and supporters of the show, so thank you for that. As we said, Matt is trying to get some special Gatorade for Patrick Mahomes, and if he does well today, it's because of Matt, and if he doesn't for your fantasy league, it is because of Matt. So we hope to see him again soon, but for Jeff, Ken, Brent, and Erin, my name is Neal, and that was Triviality. When he said Eddie Betts, I was like, oh man, that's a great character. Like, hey, I just want to know the line, all right? Just give me the line. I ain't going to bet.